Hi everyone, welcome back to the Teenagers YouTube channel and the Teenage Dragon YouTube channel. Today is another lesson, magic lesson, teaching you the Taoist Magic. So enjoy, and before we begin, we will be saying it again. Go to the description below. You see down there, there's a link to our free initiation page. So you can go in there, follow everything to get initiated for free, and get your talent name, your heart spells, and you can begin that to connect yourself to the lineage power source, and then you can use that power to do whatever magic that we're teaching on this channel. Okay, that is very cool. So let's begin by doing um, a little practice with our heart spell. 三老住下在家，大显为宁，急急有天 X 令恰恰宁. Okay, so that's the heart spell. And if you went to the link and go through everything, you should have your talus name, and that is where the X is. Okay, 10 beep, that's your name. Okay, so let's get into the topic, making this video a little bit shorter, just trying to shorten things up. So today, out of all these spells here, the cleansing spells, you can find these on the description box and the link. Okay, so you can go to there, and today we're going to learn this spell called 精灵法咒. Okay, 精灵法咒 is like cleansing the spiritual energy, but more importantly is not just that. It's more like cleansing the energy that your altar, your gods are made of. Okay, it's kind of like saying, imagine like the science people say, oh, you're like made of atoms. Okay, well, these are like the atoms of gods. Okay, so these are the spiritual particles that they are made of. Okay, so what we're doing here with this spell is you're cleansing and purifying these particles in that dimension. In I don't even know how you want me to explain it to you, but basically like in their world. Okay, so when you cleanse those things, a lot of problems can be avoided. I will tell you some real life story following after we like practice the spell. Okay, so let's do the spell together in Samnonese. 宁光闪闪，闪气光凶，辟恰修真，宁主清中，急急有心弄主下的令. Again, 宁光闪闪，闪气光凶，辟恰修真，宁主清中，急急有心弄主下的令. Okay, you can repeat that video, that part yourself, many times, as many times as one. But here we're going to get going on the lesson. If you want to learn the spell by reading it, you can go to the link below. If you need more help, you can email me. Okay, so I'm not going to waste more time repeating that stuff. But now we're going to get into why you should learn this spell. And there are some stories as well. Okay, so let's talk about gods. So there are many levels of gods. There are different levels, as in like we have local gods who are here locally, like they are here where you are, like right here locally. Okay, these gods are like the powers that are inside the altar, inside the statues. The statues are like a seat for the god, and the god goes inside. But the thing is, now you see it's a statue, but in their world, or you can say like this is an altar with incense pot and table and all that stuff that you see right here, the physical stuff, right? Inside here, in what we call the spiritual dimension, the pre-heaven side, when you go into here, like imagine you can travel between the dimensions. Okay, so you travel in here, it's actually a overlapping world, and there's like a world inside. So it's a different place. You can say, okay, it's like Photoshop where you have two layers overlapping each other. And well, on this layer, you see there's a table and such. But if you go into that layer, is another world of things. So the gods live in that world, that dimension, and not here. But when you communicate, you go here and communicate, they will respond to you because they're very close to you. Now, there are also further away gods, okay? So some gods are not locally there and not residing at your altar. So you have like God that is close to you, which, at home right here, and there are gods that are away from you, further away. Imagine you have to like fly to the outer space to reach them. Okay, they're kind of like that, but they're not actually like that. Okay, so they're like far away, and those what we call the celestial court is a place, or you can say, yeah, place, okay, or a world that is further away and not here or not at your location. So when you want to talk to those gods, you have to do some special magic to connect yourself to there. But for here, you can just go to the altar and start talking to the god, and you don't need to do that extra step because they're like right in front of you. So gods are, well, you can say some people would like this explanation. It's like gods, they're like kind of like energies, powers, but at the same time they have um, feelings and they have thoughts. They are like a living being. Imagine if I tell you that the sun above is a living being and it's like a ball of light, but it can talk to you. It has feelings, and it's just like a human being. It have its own life inside. It's kind of like that. But at the same time, there's an other way to explain to you is that, well, that's what you see from this dimension, this perspective, right? But when you go into their world, they're not like that. They're like an actual being in their world. So it depends on how you want to see it. It's kind of like saying I'm seeing it from here or I'm seeing it from their world. So neither way, it's okay. Whatever you want to use to explain what God is, but they are just an other living being in the pre-heaven dimension, and they are like human beings. They have feelings, they have consciousness, they have you know everything that you have and more. Okay, so the thing is, they're like living beings. Okay, just imagine the best way to learn what a god is basically to practice all this magic and stuff. And as you learn and experience the power, the way you communicate with them, you get to know them like that. Okay, it's just like you get to know your car by using it. Okay, you get to know your computer by using it, right? So you learn the magic, you do it, and you feel the whole thing how it works, and over time you will learn about God because you have been interacting with it. Okay, you see the feedback, right? So that's what makes you learn about it. Okay, so the thing is, why is it so important for us to know this magic? Okay, well, the thing is, this magic helps you to clean up and purify those particles that these spiritual powers or gods are made of. What happens if they're not purified? Let's say if they're dirty, if they're polluted, it could be. Okay, so for example, you have a statue, right? Or you have an altar, and whatever things you worship or pray to, this thing inside, there's a God inside, right? There's a there's a power inside, and let's say there are 10 people. Okay, I'm just making up some numbers. 10 people worshiping the same God. Everyone is inputting their spiritual energy into the altar every day. When they worship, when they burn incense, when they pray, and so on, right? You're investing your energy into it. Basically, your energy blends into there, and your God will be mixing everyone's energy into that pool as well. So the God is growing at the same time. It's also mixing your, like you guys, your the energy into one. Some of you might be dirty. You might be picking up negative energy. You might be picking up evil crap energy. You might be cursed. You might be even cursing yourself, right? Inside your mind, you might have dirty thoughts and whatever, okay? Some bad stuff. And all these things mix together inside the altar. And later on, you know what? Because one or two person is bringing in something not good, this God is affected. And the God's character or personality is going to change. It's going to change into something not so positive. It's kind of scary thinking about it, right? You can create a God and you can make the God evil because you are evil, because your mind is evil, because your characteristic inside, your character, your personality is not good, your virtue is not good. Your God will become like you, and then it will act like that toward you. I always say this, like when we practice magic, right? Especially this kind of magic. It's a big deal. You have great responsibility to not create an evil God. Even the magic you learn here is not evil. You can create an evil God, and that evil God is going to eat you up and backfire on you because you are evil. What do I mean by you're evil? Well, let's say you have this bad habit of jealous, right? You are always jealous and you always don't like your friends having success. And so you start doing magic, right? Okay, the problem is the God will mix with your energy. Your soul energy mixes. Eventually your God will be like you. The God don't like you having stuff. The God is jealous, just like you are. The God don't like to see you having success because you are like that. The God act like you. It's a mirror. Just because you go and burn incense every day, your soul energy mixes and the God become like that. You see the problem? That's why we who practice magic must learn to have better virtue, better moral, better like a heart that is like more um, positive, righteous, and you don't want all that bad personality inside yourself because it's going to be the like what's going into the God soon, and it's going to be what's going to you soon, and you don't want that to happen, right? So there's a lot of details about it. Some story here. Just picking one of the many. Well, I got a ex disciple. The disciple is not here anymore. But this disciple is like really bad. So I just use this as an example. Okay. So this disciple has an issue. The issue is that the disciple always have discipline issue. So the disciple always don't go to work on time and oversleep. And when people try to get him to get up, he is like mad and such. Like he put on some emotional crap and then don't like people helping him with that. He like to be like sleep as much as he want, that kind of thing. Okay, the problem is the God on his altar become like that. So when he needs help, the magic don't work. Or you can say at work, but it's coming late. So imagine what happened when you're about to have a car accident and the protection kicked in like 15 minutes later because your troops are like your gods are like sleeping. Not here yet. I'm not wake up yet. And then when you want the god and you stomp the spell and all that, your god is not responding to you right away. And that's the personality in the god. The god is lazy, not disciplined, and you don't want that. That's why I say it's very hard for some people to like learn this magic because they just have some bad habit they don't want to change. Now, of course, none of us is perfect, even myself. So, what to do before we can actually change ourselves and become like the good person that we want to be? Well, that's why you need to spell, right? So that's why we have the spell. Every day we cultivate at the altar, we use the spell. And of course, inside your heart, you need to realize what's wrong with you, right? So you need to know what you want to correct. You can't just do the spell and like skip the learning process. But you still need to get better. But before you got better, this is what you can do. You go to the altar and do the spell. It cleanses your God to be like neutralized and become what is supposed to be first, like the good side. And it will remove that impurity, remove that evil, negative side, and it makes your God positive to you. Okay, so you see how important this is, and it's just like the most important thing everyone needs because it cleaned up your God. It's like a power wash. Okay, so important. Okay, let's repeat the spell together one more time, and we'll get into the learning. 灵光想想想起光想，皮恰修见，凝住清净，急急有心能住下的灵。 Okay. Okay, now the first one. First magic. Okay, we're going to learn 3 magic today. First magic is the God, the power inside your body, inside the heart. That is your first power you need to clean up. Okay, that's the God inside your heart. So in order to do that, it's very simple. We always do things like that. So short finger, okay, inside your mind, you recite the heart spell. Stomp the left foot, power, boom, power go into the heart. Okay, and now the heart is awakened with your God ready. And then we will change into this hand sign, okay, like this. Okay? And then we'll recite that spell that we just learned. Okay, the yeah, that new spell that we learned. Okay, and then you stomp the left foot. Okay, now the power goes inside your heart again, and then you stomp the right foot 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Snap. 1, 2, 3. Come back. Take a deep breath. Ha! And stomp the right foot at the same time, like that. That is going to burst that power from the heart, and boom, and it gives yourself a quick cleanup. It's always good to do that in the morning or whenever you're going to do some magic work. Just give yourself a boom, like a refresh. It's kind of like refreshing your phone. Okay, reboot the phone. So like that. Okay, so that is the first magic. Very simple and very fast. So second magic. Hey, second magic is going to be for the altar or for any things on the altar at once. Because like now we're going to give that power into, like, deploy that into here, into the incense pot. Incense pot is like the central of the altar. So you send the power to here, and then we'll kaboom it from here, like explode that power. So everything on the altar gets a cleanup. Okay. Now you can imagine this. I will use this prop, okay, to represent that magic power that we're working with. Okay. So first, inside the heart, right here, right? We do the sun cute to bring out the power. So look, Sam no zu xia zai cha, dai hen wei ning, give you hen to the ring, cha cha ning. Stomp the left foot. When you stomp the left foot, okay, the power, okay, the power goes inside the heart. It like go like that and ding. Okay, now I stomp the right foot, and then the power will go from here all the way to this channel and float up here and be like a little light ball in front. Okay, now we're going to send this light ball to the altar. So you go like this to hook and select it, pull back, okay, pull back, and then point toward the incense pot area. Blow. Blow by sticking your tongue out like that. Okay, so the air goes from here all the way and out there. And now, okay, this ball, and go here. Okay? And then you remotely kind of manipulate it. So you go like that, go down, and stomp your right foot to detach. Chip! Okay, when you say chip, okay, this thing detach, and now you see this little ball floating on top of your incense pot. Okay, so let me do that again. 三攞做晒大車，大hand waiting give you ten excluding chatting left foot right foot hook go down check. Okay, now that ball, okay, go and right here, right? Now we change into this hand sign. So like that. Okay, and then now our hand sign is like we are doing stuff here. This ball is still connected and sync with my power right here. Whatever I'm doing, this will also be doing. Okay, so now I'm like this, and I recite that spell. Right, right, and then I can repeat the spell at least 3 times. Okay, because we want to burst, so we charge it more. We do 3 times, and then we stomp the left foot 3 times, right foot 3 times, and hey, 1, 2, 3 again. Come back and ha! When we ha, this thing whoosh like a sonic wave go outside and burst and clean up everything around it. Okay, so when you stomp, okay, 1, 2, 3. This one, okay, imagine this is like first brightness, right? Second brightness, like that. Like when you click the brightness, this one doesn't have, but this one, okay? So you can imagine first stomp, second stomp, third stomp. And then when you stomp the right foot, this thing go boom, go outside like that. Okay, so when you stomp the left foot, it's charging that power into the heart. When you stomp the right foot, it goes outside and bursts like that. It goes out of its position. Okay, so anyway, that is some visualization aids for you to understand and also to visualize how that power is going to work. So when you're doing it, you kind of have to help yourself to imagine everything and how that power is going, because you're leading the energy with your visualization like that. Okay, so don't try too hard though. Just like do the magic and know what I'm saying. Like just keep that in mind, and eventually you'll be able to, like one day you'll be able to see it as well. If you have the special vision in that dimension like we do, you can also see everything like the real, actually the energy, how it looks like. It's very cool. Anyway, so that's how we can deal with the stuff on the altar. Okay, to clean up everything. Okay, so we have this, we have that, the altar, and the last one is working on object. Okay, this object. Okay, here is the object I'm using today, and I also want to take this chance to promote a little bit about my books. Okay, so let's say someone gave you a book. This is my book, okay? So go to Amazon and search for Ji Shifu. Okay, search for Ji Shifu right here, and you can see my ebooks on Amazon with the paperback edition. Really cool. Okay, it took me a lot of time and effort to make those, and so you can have fun reading them. So anyway, someone gave you a book or a gift or whatever, right? Anything that people give you, it contains their soul energy, because their soul, like it's like they have an intention of why they give it to you. Then there are always some soul energy stuck on it, and you don't know what their soul energy is about. Sometimes they might be giving you with a bad intention, or maybe they are not intended. It's just that their soul energy is dirty and it just stick on there. And so when you put this book home, okay, it sits there like just a book. But then at the same time, on the spiritual dimension, this thing is like a smoke bomb and always like venting out those like stinky energy outside and affecting your life. So whenever you put this thing around, it's going to draw some bad energy out and affect your life, your emotion, and all that crap. So you don't want that to happen. You can use this same method to clean up these things. So very simple. Just imagine this book is the pot or the altar. But the thing is, okay, sometimes we don't have the like, oh, let me sit there and then I'll do all that, and it kind of like more complex. Can we have a easier way, a quicker way? Okay, yes. Okay, just sorry, no, this hand sign. Okay, just put this hand sign right here. Okay, so I'm like on the street right now outside. Okay, quickie, right? Quickie. So like this, and then I go like that, close my eyes, stomp the heart spell. So I'm not just at that I didn't give you attention, stomp, and then I stomp the left foot. Okay, so left foot is awaken the power, right? And then I stomp the right foot as well, so the power come out, like and come out, and then I say the spell. Okay, that spell you give it, right? And then I stomp the left foot, okay, point, ha, and stomp the right foot and blast the power on it. Okay, it's just like one hand operation. Okay, instead of doing all that movement, that also works. Okay, again, stomp, stomp, like that. Wow, so hot. Anyway, when you do this, if you're doing good, you will feel that power comes out right away as well. It's like get you instant a wave of heat coming up. Very cool. Anyway, so that's how you can clean up something like some objects or gift or something like that, and it just cleanse that soul energy, the soul particles, energy, and it removed those crap, and you can now bring this home and it won't harm you. Really cool, huh? So anyway, that's it for today, and we'll see you in the next one. Remember to go to our link in the description below and go through that process to start learning. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.